what is the symptom of mechanicalness? Supposing I say I have affection for you. Is that affection conscious or is it mechanical? What is the symptom? This side nobody is saying anything. What is the symptom? Duality. Duality. So I have a good feeling for you, but tomorrow she tells me that behind your back he was criticizing you. Will that feeling change? Yes. Immediately. Responding to external stimuli. Can you see what I'm trying to say? So in the law of accident, everything is in pairs. In the law of accident, everything is in pairs. Today I love someone, but tomorrow she does not make my tea, I may hate her also. And it happens all the time. Divorces happen all the time. Right? So, and this love and hate go together. So our love is nothing but the law of accident. It is not a conscious love. When you move into consciousness, there is no opposite. There is no opposite. Right? Here you have created something totally new by sowing the seed of consciousness, moksha. No opposite. So the third line is the line of fate. Is the line of fate. Meet you. I'll give you an example. When I was talking about this for the first time many years ago, a person from the audience came afterwards and met me. And he says, "You've explained it so beautifully. So I want to just share a simple experience with you." And this is relevant to all of us, right? Everything. Says, in the morning when I get up, if for the first hour, I've not had a single negative thought, right? I remember that yesterday she did not come on time, and in the morning I say that she has no concept of time at all, right? Already that energy I've gathered in the night has gone. Can you get what I'm trying to say? So now we want 1 hour in the morning where there is no negative thought. He says, I have seen that when I have a negative thought, then the events of the next few days are different. And when I don't have a negative thought, the events of the next few days are different. Now just imagine one day in which you go to the bus stop, the bus is late, you go to the office, or what do you call, boss is angry, right? You have given the work to somebody, he has not completed the work, and you open your lunch box and the sandwiches have got spoiled, right? Now, if you say that 1 hour, if I am without any negative thought, bus will be on time, boss will not be angry, sandwiches will not be. I'm just giving you an example. Don't take it too literally. What I'm trying to say is that if we can make this effort every morning, that after getting up, put a timer for 20 minutes, first 20 minutes, no negative thoughts, and then just check the events of the next few days. Right? This is the law of fate. This is the law of fate. Even before the event comes, I invite the event. Can you get what I'm saying? And try to do this. Try to increase that 20 minutes to 1 hour. It is more powerful than any meditation we can do. Just be observant inside. No negative thoughts. No complaining. No finding fault with somebody else. Right? And try to hold that state for 1 hour. Don't say the government is bad. Don't say the weather is bad. Don't they say the news is all negative news. Don't say my pant has no button. Right? Just hold that state for 20 minutes and then observe the quality of events which come to meet you in the next few days. And try to increase that 20 minutes to 1 hour. It will that one meditation will transform everything. We will invite new events in life And this is, we are sowing a big seed over here to invite different events. It's called, we have changed our fate completely. We change our karma, we change our fate. One simple exercise can change everything. A time may come when we can see what events in life are coming to meet us. My guru used to talk to us, and he says, when I was 7 years old, I looked like this and my elder sister was changing her clothes. So I said, why is my elder sister changing her clothes in front of me? And then I saw that she was in the other room and I was looking through the wall. Right? I'm not saying this is going to happen to us. I'm just giving you an example of the law of fate. And I can give you examples like this the whole day. I'll just give you one small example. That we were in Mysore and I went to have lunch in the hotel restaurant. And when I came out, he was still sitting with a group of people. So I said, sir, why don't you take some rest, go to sleep. And he didn't have his day to have lunch. So he said, okay. So both of us went in the lift together. Our room was on the 5th or 6th floor of the hotel. In the lift, he gives me the key to his room. He says, you open my room for me. When you open my room, the phone will be ringing. You pick up the phone, it will be this person who was downstairs on the phone, that he wants to meet me privately, and tell him to come up to my room. So I take the key, the lift stops, I open the room, the phone is ringing, I tell him, you please come up, he's waiting for you. Right? Law of fate. Right? You see the events of life before they happen. Yeah.
So, do you think that the events are already there? It's just that your reaction have changed because you learned that you consciously choosing your reaction to those events. So you learn, and the events are still happening, but you are reacting it differently. So you are happy, like the anger is not touching you.
You will change the events. You will change the events. If you don't react to events, there's a very famous sentence of Dr. Maurice Nicoll. We cannot change the events of life. We can only change our reactions to the events of life. And when our reactions change, consciousness comes in, because to change the reaction, we have to bring in consciousness. And when the reaction changes, the future events, pain which is yet to come, can be avoided. Pain which is yet to come.
But doesn't it take away spontaneity of life if you have a pause to react to anything? Are you doing anything naturally at all? I mean, if you keep pausing about everything, whether it's anger or something else, or other emotion, if you have to keep,
it takes away the mechanicalness of life, and it brings spontaneity. It brings spontaneity. I'll tell you one simple thing, sir. One drop of consciousness. It penetrates time, past and future, because it's changed our karma. So it has penetrated the past and it penetrates the future. Let us take a simple example. Supposing you are in a big amount of debt. You owe people money. And next day in the morning, all the, lenders are going to come. What is your state? What is your state? Can you imagine your state? In what negative state you will be in? Worry, right? Everything. Now supposing somebody comes to you, says, don't worry, I'll take care of all your debts in the morning. You pay me when you want to. In that moment, will all the worry just vanish? Everything will vanish. You know what is consciousness? When you break that one anger and you're free of that one anger, and that one drop of consciousness you experience, 1,000 lifetimes of pain vanish in that. It's so powerful. It's so powerful. right? Then life becomes moment to moment, because there is now no future to worry about, because you know in consciousness there is everything. And you live each moment with such totality and spontaneity. Okay. Right? So from that we progress to the third law. I hope in our lifetimes we go to the second law, the law of cause and effect. There is one more law, the law of destiny. I'll just talk about it. It's not for you and me, but we'll talk about it. In the law of destiny, you come to such spontaneity that you are conscious about everything without wanting to invite anything. So I once asked my guru that, you know so much, then tell me the day, moment of your death, when you are going to go. So he's saying that I've kept a secret. I don't want to look at it myself also. When it comes, I'll be conscious. Right? But I don't want to look at it when it is coming. It has to come spontaneous. Right? So in our Shastra, we have one Shastra, it's called the Ramayana. And the Ramayana is that beautiful Shastra of spontaneity. Ram knew that Sita was going to be kidnapped by Ravan, but he wanted to pass through the pain and suffering, and that is why he allowed it to happen. So even beforehand he knows everything, but he does not want to change anything. He just walks that path like an ordinary man, and that is why he is called as Maryada Purushottam. He just walks with the ordinary laws of life, accepting pain and pleasure as they come in each moment, without the desire to change any moment. He could have changed anything if he wanted to, but he did not. And that is the final law of karma, where there is no old karma, there is no future karma, there is no karma in the present moment. We just live the whatever, whether this moment brings pain, whether this moment brings happiness, we live it with totality and total sensitivity and dissolve into it. This is the final law of karma. These are 4 different laws of karma. I think we've talked a lot of karma today. We digressed from our topic today. Tomorrow we go back to the 3 forces. Any other questions anyone has? I won't now go back to this. Right? We'll talk about the 3 forces tomorrow. Any questions anyone has? Yeah. Now we have 5-6 minutes left.
So how do you make the transition from the law of accident to law of conscious and
cause and effect?
Cause and effect. So what's the process of transition? How do you? There must be a path, right? It doesn't happen automatically. It doesn't happen instantly. How do you? How do you get from point A to point B? How do you get from here to there?
Tomorrow I'll talk about the pause. I'll give this a, what do you call? And how to get there, I'm going to tell you. How to get there. So the technique of getting there is called pause. The technique, and that is the fundamental spiritual technique, to pause. Because all spirituality is free of reaction. The first step. Right? So how to pause the reaction, we'll look at it tomorrow. Right? You have to train the mind. Say you meditate in the morning for half an hour. You're training the mind so that when life brings these events in front of you, you're telling the mind, don't react in those events. Meditation is not a practice. Meditation is not going to take you to God. Right? A good tennis player does a lot of wall practice. But if he does 1,000 hours of wall practice, maybe he can play 1 hour of match. So when you do 1,000 hours of meditation, you can play 1 hour of life. You won't react in that. You're training this monkey up here that pause, don't react. And that is the first step in any spiritual journey. Any spiritual journey. As long as we react, we are mechanical. Nothing has changed from the plant, the animal, man. Nothing has changed, right? So we'll talk about the pause tomorrow, and I'll also take Patanjali Sutras where he talks about the pause. And day after we'll talk about karma again, and I'll take his sutras where we talk about karma, where Patanjali talks about karma. You heard of Patanjali, no? Yeah, right. Have you read the Yoga Sutras? No? I didn't send you my teacher's Yoga Sutras? Yes, sir.
So going back to the 100 and
Yeah.
I understood how 100 becomes 101 and it accumulates and so the way to notice 100 to 99 is breathing, meditation, and the pause things that you mentioned.
All the breathing techniques, what are they? Net practice. You insult me and I get angry, I've been out on the first ball. All the net practice is useless. Right? I have not practiced properly. Life is the cricket match.
That's the only way.
Huh?
Is that the only way?
It is not the only way. You can say it is a very good way. Then you can add things. There are mantras which can transform that 100 anger. So you can use mantra, but then you have to understand what is mantra, right? But this is the way of life, the way of normal living. We achieve that state by just leading our normal life. And remember this, I may practice mantra in the morning and I may reduce 100 to 99. Right? But if I get irritated every 5 minutes, then what's the point? In the end, it has to, what you call, filter down to my normal life. Okay. Right?
Changing a topic a little bit slightly. So let's say the 100 anger is already there. We practice it, not only 101, by taking a pause and not react. And but the impression, the ego, intellect still says in my being might passively react with something else, right? We will not immediately react. We might do something else which is very passive, not immediately. Will it still increase your 100 to 101?
Yes. There's active anger, there's passive anger. Right? So if a doctor wants to kill his wife, he won't take a knife and kill her. He'll put one drop of poison in her tea. Then tomorrow he'll put another drop. Then after 6 months she'll die. Right? The anger was there, the thought of revenge was there, the thought of, doing what you call violence was there. But he was a very meditative person. He did it over 6 months. Right? And some of the very great leaders, I won't call them leaders, but those who have caused immense suffering, right from Rasputin to Hitler to Genghis Khan to Alexander. If you read their lives, their personal lives were very, very, as if they are some sadhu or something, right? And they used to get up early in the morning and they had a very disciplined and this thing, but it went the wrong way. So you can pause and put one drop of poison also, right? But our aim is different. Our aim is from this present pause to be free of karma. And once we are free of karma, the inner light, the veil, the parda on the inner light falls apart and we see the inner light. And that is our aim, right? We don't want to create a new parda and when these subtle parda veils are created where I can wait to take revenge upon him over 10 years, the sweetness of revenge, right? Then those subtle angers which are lying there, more difficult to work with than the very gross angers. The gross angers are very manifest and we can easily work with them. But if I'm holding this deep idea of revenge, one day I'll take proper, I'll show him his place, then that is so subtle, and to bring it into consciousness also it becomes very difficult. right? Because the pause is already there. The pause is already there, right? So we'll talk about that tomorrow. Right? Okay, thank you. Huh? Jai Shri Krishna. Good night.